Hey everybody, this is Eric here from Action Yu-Gi-Oh! And I am with...
I'm Steven. I was playing Infernoid today, Layer Noise to be exact. Let's get right on into it.
What, you got first place, right?
Yeah, I got first place, went 3-0. Not too big of a locals today, but did pretty good.
Let's see the deck profile.
Alrighty, so we're going to start off here with the main board. We're playing 3 of the best Infernoid. Got triple Decatron. And then we want to play an even split of the big guys. Well, I guess I should probably explain what Decatron does first. So Decatron, whenever it's summoned, it can send any Infernoid, and it gains the level, the name, and then the effect of it. So what you usually send off a Decatron are either Anunku or Deviati. So Anunku says you can tribute this card, tribute a monster you control to negate a spell trap and banish it. And then Deviati can do the same thing but for monsters.
Nice.
These are both our big ones, so if you want to bring them back, you need to banish 3 Infernoids to bring them back. So it's a little pricey later game, but sometimes it's worth it. Because also there are summon effects with Deviati. Whenever you summon, you can destroy all non-void spell traps, and Anunku can destroy all other monsters. After that, we play the next best one, which is Seismis. He's one of the medium ones. He only needs 2 to summon him out, so it's late game. It's a little bit better for resources. He can tribute a monster to DD Crow. And then also on attack, at the end of the battle phase, if he battled a monster, you can just target any card on the field and banish it.
It's non-targeting, actually.
Is it? Oh, yeah. So you don't have to target. So
yeah. Insane.
Out to the goon. 2 ways than 1. I mean, you'll see that here in a minute. We'll play the Eternal to get extra attacks in if we need to.
Yep.
And it's also another DD Crow. It's another just medium one, so it only needs 2. And the same with Sideboard, but Sideboard on attack, it banishes 1 from your opponent's extra deck.
Yep.
Alright, so now we play 1 of each of the little ones. So they only need 1 to summon them, but they can't summon from the graveyard. And they also have different effects. So Patrulia, once per turn, you can destroy a spell trap. Harmodic, once per turn, you can destroy a monster, and Antra, once per turn, you can bounce a monster. But if you do use their effects, you can't attack the turn with them.
Antra, I think, is actually just face-up cards. You can bounce any face-up card.
But since it's an on-play, you don't.
Yeah, it is a face-up card. Usually monster, but I guess it can be other things. And then they also do the DD Crow effect, but it's only on your opponent's turn, which makes them iffy, but it's still fine because it's really whenever you're mostly playing. Other than that, they're just link material. Now we're gonna move on to some of the layer cards. Play Triple Lilith. Card is so dumb. It just gives me a free Void Feast, which just lets me basically get my full field. And then play Triple Arima. It searches me Layer, which is...
Oh, you are definitely getting into that layer.
Yeah, it's super good. And if not later game, it's still a tribute to draw card. I'm not playing the Darkest Diablos just because I think the deck's already strong enough, it doesn't need it. Other than that, yeah. And now we're going to move on to the spells. I play Triple Vanishment. This searches whatever you need in a tight situation. So you can discard a card to add a Void spell trap, so you're either adding Feast or Imagination, depending on what the field's looking like. And it also has an effect if an Infernoid battles a monster you control, you can banish both the monsters and Void Banishment. And it doesn't target or anything, so it's just also a good way to just out things.
Nice.
Now we play Triple Imagination. This card is stupid for going second.
Alright, that's Shaddoll Fusion.
Yeah, this is better Shaddoll Fusion. This is Shaddoll Fusion on crack. You can send it to send up to 6 materials if your opponent controls a monster summoned from the extra deck, of course. And you just send 6 monsters with Infernoids. That's filling up your grave, and that's really good. And then it's also not a once per turn to keep in mind, so you can just Imagination and Imagination to Imagination if you have all 3, which is just dumb. Now we play Triple Layer of Darkness. This card is one of the best cards in the deck. It makes my opponent's monsters dark, which can sometimes mess up their extra deck whenever they need to summon, because some decks need certain attributes. And it also makes it to where I can, once per turn, use their monster for one of my effects of any of the Infernoid monsters. So it also gives me an additional interruption, usually.
Yeah.
And then also at the end of phase, you of course summon tokens equal to the number of tributes, which can also flood my opponent's board.
Oh yeah, and keep in mind you're tributing his cost too. So there is no getting around that unless you take care of the Lair of Darkness early.
Yep.
That card's busted.
You either get rid of it or you usually lose to it. Next, play triple Prosperity because Prosperity just makes the deck so consistent, especially since you don't really need to use the extra deck.
One legendary arm.
It just helps you search for power pieces, combo starters, or just ways to, like, protect your stuff.
As soon as you get mid-game with
And then I'm a degenerate, so I play Mystic Mind. So it can get you out of a pickle sometimes.
Oh, you're a monster.
Which is, yeah. So it's good for going second as well. If I can just end up drawing it, it's just cool. Or if let's say I use all my resources on their turn and they pass back to me and I can get a Mystic Mind with no monsters on field. That's usually good because with the layer out, they're also going to have a whole bunch of tokens, so I can just still do everything I need. Then we of course play the one Terraforming just because
Oh yeah.
Layer's busted, Mystic Mind's busted.
yeah, I got plenty of
So moving on to the traps, we play Triple Void Feast. This is the way you win.
But John's out dead.
So you send a Void Spell Trap, which is usually Vanishment, but it can be Imagination if you don't open the Vanishment. It can also send itself from hand if you need a target for it, and it summons monsters like equal to level 8. So most of the time you're summoning 2 Decatron,
get Nick in the game.
and then also
Incense.
Ace of Jet, because that's going to give you your most interruptions. Because I usually leave you with the monster, spell trap, and then usually an interruption if you have layer. So I'm a big trap player. So as you also saw, there's a Lilith in the deck. So we play double Ice Dragons,
And
double Punishment.
Rapid Boss because he's not
Those are pretty self-explanatory cards. Just really good.
give him
Play 2 Paleozoic Lancolia.
Oh, what's that do?
So, this card, upon activation, you can return the banished card to the graveyard, which in this deck is really good because it can just help you out-resource your opponent to be able to keep on grinding out through the games. It's probably won me so many games. And it also has a thing I can make in the extra deck too. And then for the final card, we're playing Metaverse. That's also just self-explanatory, playing the Mystic Mind and the layer, trying to get to layer as quickly as possible.
If that was a Digimon, I was
So,
stronger than
moving on to the extra deck, we play 3 big boss monster Tiara. This card is really good if you can get it to resolve or summon it at all. Just being able to send 3 from the extra and deck can just flip the game around. It really can.
No,
It's also a 34k beat stick, and you can fairly easily get it out of the extra deck, so it's not, you don't mind because of the levels.
you can see right there.
Now we play 3 cards to send
That's
for
the only
it.
way you can block my
Of course,
attack,
triple
stuff
ends,
like that.
because a single tier can just send all 3 at once, which just can deal with my opponent's board with just 1 card, which is pretty stupid. And then that's all that Ents is really there for. It's also a good target for punishment to send. Now the way we can get Tier out of the extra monster zone is with Gravity Controller. So this can like throw me off from not being able to OTK since I can't link with the Gravity Controller. That's really the only downside of this. Other than that, it's really good at getting Tier off the board, getting another Infernoid name in the graveyard to banish.
Did you just come along and
Yep. So now we play 1 Link Rebo to if they like, let's say Imperm or Effect Veiler or Ash or something to stop my Decatron, I can just go Link 1 into a Link Rebo to get the 1 level off the board, which can sometimes matter later on. So, and Link Rebo is also just a really good Link 1. I play 1 Almirage for the Lilith in case if I just like let's say I somehow just have to leave it on board. I can go into Almirage, or it's another thing with Decatron, I can go into it. Now for Link 2s, we play Cerberus and Wee Witch. Wee Witch is really good. Like, I know that the deck is mostly fires, but how often you should be getting layer out. This right here is really good because you can also just use the tokens that you make off of layer. And then Cerberus is also just a good generic Link too, since there are almost always different names on the field. And then we play the 1 card to help you win really quick, which is Equimax. This card is really dumb because if you have 2 of the level 2s that point down there that are the DD Crows, you can just attack with Ecomax and tribute the Ecomax off and still have 2 more attacks
But
left.
if you're able
So that just gives you so much damage on the field.
set like this,
And then now, with the 2 Paleozoics, we have a chance of making Toad.
but since he's
I
not
play 2 of them just so
attacking,
one of them I can get rid of for the pot, and then the other one is just there that I can summon, or if I need to send it for
So what do you think of the
just a
game so
free
far?
send for punishment, I can just send it and put it back to the extra deck.
If I have to throw more.
And that's the extra deck. Moving on to the sideboard. It's a, I want to say, pretty standard sideboard. I'm playing
I'm just gonna
Triple Nibiru,
evolution line, I guess. Go gray
2
one.
DD Crow, just because you never have too many.
All of the DD Crows. Everything's a DD Crow.
Yep. Got to play Triple Dark Ruler,
Go Durant.
just because like this deck can still lose 2 combo because going second, its best going second card is Imagination, and if you don't open that, it can be tough to play
He
through,
doesn't personally
like a whole bunch of negates. So it's just another way to help out. It sucks that you won't be able to get the damage off,
that
but
means he does.
it's fine because you can still break their board. Playing Triple Cosmic
Well, yeah,
because
we'll have
deck also hates back row,
3.
which means I'm also playing the one of Harpies. And then I also just need a better going second cards in the side of the board, so I just play triple evenly.
Very nice.
And that is the deck right there for you.
All right, you have any shout-outs?
No shoutouts, but thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching the video. Tell me in the comments section down below what you'd like to see next, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.